Hi everybody, it's Bas here from Carp Specialist. Welcome to a new Carpycast episode. It's the 20th of July and it's the 17th episode. I hope you're all doing well. It's summertime here, so I've just enjoyed a family holiday for a week or two. And now back to business, and in the summer months, before we start with all the great news, also a reminder of course that the summer months are often quite difficult for the catches. Normally the fish after spawning, especially the bigger fish, tend to need to recover quite a lot. So we see it's not the most easy weeks at the moment. So our anglers have been struggling a bit to catch some fish, especially on the bigger lakes and lakes where we have quite some crayfish or small carp. We see really that they take over the swims and that the bigger fish are more difficult to catch. But well, let's kick on with some good news. At Etang de Mont, for example, we had Michael and his friends coming over, fishing for a week, and despite also the hot weather, they managed to catch quite a few carps. They're Dutch, so they made a Dutch spoken video, but it's well worth a look. And Etang de Mont is quite a popular venue with our guests, especially the deeper part of the lake, the swims 1 to 4. But if we look at the catch reports, actually also the shallow parts, the swims 5 to 9, are very good in catches, so we can really recommend those. Etang de Mont is very fairly priced, and each swim features a safari tent right on the lakeside, so well worth the recommendation. At Loch Ness Carp we had some good news as well. We had some regulars coming over, Robert and his mate catching 9 carp up to 16 kilos, and at the moment we've got Bruce and his friend they're fishing quite well, and they caught already a common carp of 23.2 kilos. At Carp Farm Lake in the Netherlands we had some nice news as well. 2 weeks fishing, and both weeks around 20 takes throughout the lake and some 20 kilo fish to be caught. Strange thing with Carp Farm Lake now, it's a deep lake, so we expect the fish to be in the shallows with this type of weather or caught on the zig. But actually most of the fish now were caught with depths over 10 meters, so that's about 30 feet deep. So really strange, but the anglers are all doing well and everybody's caught their fish. And as you can see in the photos, there's some stunning fish at Carp Farm Lake. Also at that brook we had some nice catches. We had Max coming over, a regular guest. He knows the lake quite well and he managed to catch a 25.2 kilos mirror carp. So well done, Max. That's really a great result. At Etang de Galois we also had some great news. The owners keep on improving the lake and its facilities, and at this time they completely renovated swim 1 and the swim 6. As you can see on the photos, it's flat, nice and horizontal. They've put down the new layers of gravel, they've enlarged the swim, and they've put some big boulders to prevent erosion. Also for the swim 6, a new Yeti will be installed in the next few weeks as well, so you can fish quite far out. The swim 6 and 9 at the bay are often underestimated by our guests. We've had our friend and colleague Jeroen coming over a couple of weeks ago, and he really caught some big fish from this bay. Many people think it's a shallow bay, but in fact it's the deepest bay of the lake, and the fish really, especially the big ones, tend to hang around there a lot. So it's well worth the recommendations to swim 6 and 9 at Galois. At Jurassic Carp 1 we had a change as well. We get Mandy coming over making a Dutch spoken video at the lake, but we had a change there that you can also now book weekends and midweeks at Jurassic Carp 1. So if you fancy a shorter trip abroad, then Jurassic Carp 1 is also available now. It's also slightly less expensive. It's cheaper than the Lakes 2 and Lakes 3. Then we go to Cavanak. We had some great catches by Paul and his friend. In total they got 64 runs and caught 48 carps. The biggest one was 23 kilos, so that's about 50 English pounds. And at Cavanak and also at some other lakes, for example Villedon, we saw some successful spawning of the fish, which resulted in small carp of 2 or 3 kilos being caught. Paul had exactly the same in the first few days of his trip, catching many small carp, but keeping the bait coming, and the big carp really pushed out the small ones. So later in the trip he managed to catch quite a lot of big fish, and beautiful fish as you can see on the photos. So he really had a great time. That's it for this short Carpycast for this week. I hope to see you all back in 2 weeks time. If there's any questions, just drop a comment or a like. It'll be very nice, and our WhatsApp and our email box is also always open for you. Many thanks for watching. See you next time. Bye bye.